saying? What I've saw, and observed as an artist and myself, it wasn't until I, you know, like I aligned myself to what God was saying, and I set out on the journey of my own dreams that I even noticed that it, but apparently the issue has been going on for years, centuries, but it's been reignited in recent times, and I don't think it's no coincidence how that directly aligns to the fact that, as an artist, you have, something to say, as a writer. And I guess due to my profession, that's a problem to other people in other, professions and stuff. It was, and I know that by me being a Christian, and I honor the Lord in my life. I follow and I strive to follow His statutes and being, in nature, non-violent, loving everybody, pursuing peace with all man, proclaiming the gospel that He died, He rose, He still lives, because God brought Him back to life. These things and the spirit fruits, long suffering, kindness, and all of these things are paramount to, pleasing God, and embodying His Son. So, being in that kind of mentality, aesthetic, and striving to set out upon that point of that type of life journey, then one thing that you don't embrace is the opposite. Darkness, evil, killing, murder, contention, confusion, hatred, angst, derision, all of these things that's of society, the world, and darkness and evil. The things are the direct opposite of us. So, there has to be a middle ground in order. Because, like, God supernaturally has protected me numerous times, even blatant. It was times I was being, blatantly, my life being blatantly attempts to take it from me, and numerous occasions I was trapped in a position where there was nothing around, and God supernaturally delivered me many times before, and that's why I don't fear no evil that comes at any time, and even if it's God's will that anything should happen to me, then I'll be with Him, so that's not even on my concern list. But I say that to say this, that, God can provide and He will, but, by the same token, like, He positioned people, along the route to facilitate His purposes into fulfillment. It's all God's will. I mean, whatever in opposition to that, that's not God. And it's all God's will that His gospel be made far and wide, and the ends justify the means. Because it's not really, but it's really no means of no evil. It's just looked down upon in the eyes of society, because society is evil. It's of Satan who rules this world for a short time, And then I see, there's been an increase of killing attempts, and it's all, think about who the controllers are, you feel me? It's not who you think, it's not who you've been told that's the enemy. It's obvious though. Use me and my life story as a reference and you'll see the truth. That's all I can say. Anybody I know I'm not incognizant of my growth, my fame, popularity. I know who I am, and I know it's well known now. The legacy, the work God doing in me is well known, rather not me. And so all you have to do is use my life and what you've seen thus far as a reference, and it'll tell you who needs to be taken down. And it's simple. If you don't kill the head, the snake's not gonna die. That's not promoting violence or nothing, but I'm just saying that's who the problem is the controllers. The controllers, and think about their motives. Their motives are unholy, unjust, unrighteous, wicked. Their motives are of power for them, self-ambition and things like that. That's the controllers, and it's facilitating all this killing of the good in society and stuff. Think about it. It's all before our eyes, and this revelation God put on my spirit this year. Maybe it's for the forces of good, or it's for the innocent that need to see. I don't know who it's for, but He put it on my spirit. Just open your eyes and just look, because that's who your controllers are. Look, use my life as a reference, because I from the start, since my awakening, and as an artist, I strive to walk in righteousness. And if I'm walking in righteousness, then only Satan gonna come against me. And that's after repentance, and then after you reap and you sow, all of that I already been through. And so it's all from that point on. It's been nothing but fellowship with the Lord, and that's what I want. I want to get a stronger relationship with Him. No matter how close I get, I want more. Because God is a never-ending well. He always satisfies the thirst. Those who hunger and thirst for righteousness shall be satisfied. And so these controllers, and they be wicked. It's Satan in high places and things in low places. That's who that's who in charge, and control, that orchestrates the network and web of destruction that will further throw this society and economy into a further hole. And it's not, you know what I'm saying, in so many words, it's not what you've been trained to believe, who you've been told to believe through indoctrination of your own people. Or, you know what I mean? It's not even a racial thing. And it's not me speaking against a race that I ain't, it's like the introduction of God's value has had a total opposition, like a total opposite reaction than what it should have had, upon things that, that's truly, like, we can say, we thank God, we praise God, we blessed by God and all of this, but then we promote and living a lifestyle that's contrary to what He's saying. And then when He sends His people and vessels into the world to speak and bring, restore, and order, according to His biblical standard and His gospels, truth, then all of a sudden, we gotta destroy that person. We gotta destroy them. We gotta destroy that message. Hate the message. It's like we praising God and trying to stop Him or block Him at the same time. Like, that don't make sense, And that's in reference to the controllers and the things on, that sits there. And the evil incriminate itself. I don't have to say nothing else, Evil incriminate itself, and then it just round it up. That's how Satan works. Satan has no substance. The devil is a lie, And I desire nothing of the world, I desire nothing of the world, no sin. It's just not in my heart. Like, I don't want nothing of the world, so I won't envy nothing of the world, Only thing that closest I'm gonna get to that is righteous anger. And I can't help that. Anybody that love God feel righteous anger, They develop that relationship with God. You gonna feel what He feel. When things hurt God, then it's gonna hurt you. When things upset God, it's gonna upset you. When things please God, it's gonna please you. That's what it is, your person is a relationship with the God, the Most High. That's all I'm after in life. I learned a lot of lessons, learned a lot, saw a lot, grow a lot. Everything I learned, I want to use to draw, like, in the appropriate sense, and to represent the gospel in the appropriate fashion. I know a lot of my stuff is hidden, but if it's hidden, it's only to those that are perishing, The Bible is the truth, the ultimate truth, and it transforms and restores, and it does all things. It's the book of life. Well, not the book of life, but it's a book of life, and it's the most important book, besides the book of life in heaven. I mean, that's the word. That's everything. That's the way. That's what's gonna lead people to heaven and not hell. Instead, what's gonna give people success and happiness and things. You know, I know as far as my own contribution to the world, it's something that aligns to the scripture. Like past my earlier points on up to that. All of it is it's in sync. Because as humans, you grow when we born into the world, we foolish. We born into the world, a person like you, man or woman, born into the world is foolish. Separated from God because we born into sin. So before we born, then we with God. Then we born, separate us like everybody into the flesh. Sin is in the flesh. And then, we have to grow back up to that point that we was already at. And it's amazing, God works with us, and then over time we get that perfection, until we get back to where we was before we were born, so we can go back. So it's like we just passing through, for a mission and a purpose. And that's what it is, I mean, I'm well aware of the massive satanic agenda that's been heaved against me and my contribution, and believe me, I got a burning hot, righteous anger towards it. There's no fear, there's no timidity against it, but instead I feel that equal measure that it feels towards me against it, because I know it's it's not righteous. That's not righteous. The things I'm proclaiming is of God. I mean, and I welcome anybody to check my stuff. And that's for like the distortion of things, the character assassination, all that, I mean, as an artist, gotta protect it. When I hear various aspects of like, it's Satan. I know it's Satan, certain forms of harassment and stuff. I don't get, what it does is, it makes me feel inspired, and now what's happening is the Satan is heaving an attack against the good in the world, just to destroy the defense or try to dishearten or discourage the offense of the forces of good. So then we go into a massive war within, and that's what it is. It's a war on the inside. It's gonna be a war within, that's it gonna be sparked and stemmed from a lust for power and money hunger, and that's what's gonna create this war that's killing innocents and many. And then because of the spirit or overly wicked, the spirit in the earth and the blindness, those who are being killed by the oppressor is still praising and idolizing the oppressor at the same time while fellows are being killed by this oppressor. So it's like, and it's so, it makes no sense because it has no substance. It's like I worship somebody or something that's killing you, killing you spiritually and killing your fellow brethren, or sisters. And that's what it is. And that's the source of all of this, The controllers is killing, is the one that's creating all of this because of power hunger, lust hunger, and even though going behind the scenes, going off the radar, that's not disguising the fact, distortion and diversion not disguising the fact, it still remain the same because think about it, before it went off the radar, it had too much to lose, it had so much invested in, the enemy has so much invested in the evil agenda of Satan, to just let it go like that and be still alive. That's not how it works. Like, be still alive and just let it go. It's never gonna be let go. So silence is only malice and trickery and cunning. So it's always gonna be going on until the desired result, death or destruction of God's chosen, God's vessels, and God's means and methods of carrying out His will and His words, His words of hope. His words of correction, rebuke. That's the things that Satan don't want to hear. And so that's what he's using. Whoever he allows them to use him to destroy. And he's doing it strategically, He's strategically trying to destroy. The forces of good to further, the forces of good to further sabotage the flow of things. Because if the forces of good is gone, then they strip that away, and then it's free to not only express the satanic agenda, but also enact the satanic agenda with actions accompanying that. Free from hindrance, with no restraints or no worries about doing it. And see, that's what it is. It's like it's a informal way of stopping the freedom of speech anyway. And that's done in a way like it's done. Of course, it's informal. There's no formal way to doing that because that's something in the fabrics of this society. And then it's a double standard now because now things that's being said is more for what God, the army of God is indeed rising up, and Satan detects that, and he knows that word is power. The word is the power. God created the universe through words, and so if you hinder the speech of God's vessel, then that's gonna interfere with the agenda of the darkness, because light affects the darkness inadvertently, even not on purpose. Not on purpose. It still affects the dark because that's the nature of Jesus in the word. The light. Jesus is the light. God is the light. You don't even have to try to do nothing. All you do is stay righteous, and the darkness has no substance, because it's Satan. Satan is a lie. He has no truth in him. And that's what it is. I remember when I first started, like I was just grasping the concept. I was spending more time in the Word, in the Bible, and I grew to understand the characteristic personality of the devil in the earth, and everything started clicking, and I started understanding again, and then I started exposing things that the devil was doing. And I wasn't even talking about human beings. Like literally, I was talking about things that the devil was doing, and I wasn't even thinking about humans. And then I was like, oh man, why people? I'm getting so much hate and flack. And then that's when it hit me. It's like, oh, these ain't these people. This Satan. And so ever since that been now I know, and I have to remind myself sometimes. And that's what it was. I was getting so much hell from just proclaiming the gospel. I spent hours, days, weeks, whether it was writing months, like I never went a whole year since I started without writing something for my fans and for anybody that need to hear a word that God put on my spirit to say. Because everything I do is to glorify God, as an artist. And as a man, trying to learn more. Always room for improvement. Everybody can get better. But y'all hold no condemnation paramount, no condemnation defines a person's character. Only the decisions they make in life define who they are, and that's who they gonna be in God or gonna be in Satan, But yeah, this brought a little clarity, man, because the confusion is sickening. You gotta understand the source of things. Like when I first started, you can see some of my older recordings and stuff. I'm talking about, what the source was. Like I only see the source of things. I don't care about the outliers. I don't care about, the catalyst. I don't care about like what happened. Like I don't care about like what the source created. Like for instance, if now you have to deal with that. Don't get me wrong, but you want to know what the source is. Like if there's, I don't know, some kind of explosion in kitchens or something. Just say kitchens around the world start blowing up. Nobody, and if nobody was knowing, and then they come through investigations, and then they find out that the kitchens or whatever, it was some kind of, it was a particular stove, but prior to that, it could have been electrical, or it could have been arson, it could have been all things. But come to find out through investigations, it boiled down to one particular stove in particular. And see, that's what it is. Like, now knowing that that stove is blowing up people's kitchens worldwide or in numerous places, and they'll stop, they'll do what's necessary to quit, or to discontinue or recall that particular stove and put something better in, or change it out, or exchange it for something that won't be blowing people's kitchens up. The source. You need to know the source. Because even though after it blow, you gotta deal with the after them, the fire, the expenses, and all of this, But that's less likely to happen again when you tighten up on maintenance, and you take that stove out, and put something different in. So, and that's the same thing. Like, when you know the source of something, you can do something about it. Prevent the further thing. And I'm telling you now, that's one thing the enemy wants to do. Wants to strip away order. It don't want order, because it lives like it's like people, is surviving off of evil, physically, and in turn, it's killing others, and it's only because they don't have the faith to trust in the Lord to supply, because He will do it. You will lose a lot. You go lose things that's of the world. You go lose friends. You'll lose support. You'll lose love. You'll lose a lot of stuff following the Lord. But you gain, infinite amount more than anything you lose. But this is just for the moment. Like when we love the world, and the things in it. Then to turn to God gonna require that we sacrifice that. To fully follow Him, we have to sacrifice that, But God can do all things. Who knows? You may not have to sacrifice it. I can't say. It's between you and God relationship. But, He desires that your heart be with Him, and not on the things of the world. So most likely that's gonna lead in the separation of a man and his and the things of the world that he's pleasured in, because that has to be over with in order to get into the kingdom. That has to be done with, So, the Lord always has that door open for, anybody that's receptive to Him to come. But that decision has to be made, through lifestyle, deed, understanding. Say you want to strip all that away, man, order and stuff, but then you freely can destroy and promote what He want. Have everybody strung out, have everybody, stuck in the past, or have everybody blind, not thinking, drunk, just in a stupor, blind to the times that are at hand. And that's what's happening now. Like, what's going on now was predicted in the Bible. But nobody notices it because Satan has their mind enthralled with the things of the world. And when you enthralled with the things of the world, you distracted from the coming of Christ. And then if you distracted from the coming of Christ, when He comes back, He'll be like a thief in the night. He catch you with your work undone, then you won't know. You won't see it coming, God don't never give us something more than we can handle. He don't give us more than He can handle. For the longest, all those who love God and labor in the Lord on Satan's hit list. But it means nothing when God is supernaturally in control of your protection. What is that? What is a threat? To an angel. My faith just that strong. I've seen it too many times, So that's a waste of time, And upon the understanding of my place in society, I started to understand that I don't have to be subject to any more attempts, free of me. And see that right there. Upon that knowledge, knowing that I'm going to act on that knowledge, that's why Satan wants to sabotage and strip away, the forces of good. You see now, Satan is not slick. The devil is not slick. He wants to destroy and hinder the forces of good and strip those away so he can freely destroy the light because now it can become a level playing field because if it's speech and and it's freedom of speech and then evil is being spewed in the world, period, through action and all, and the light counters the countermeasure to that is the light. And really the light was here first, but I'm saying the light, the countermeasure is the light. Then that's fair. And see, Satan can't do fair. It always have to have some kind of. The only way Satan gets any illusion of a victory is if through message, confusion, delusion, and all that. And that's what he's trying. That's another thing. He try to do once you start catching up. You try to throw those banana peels in your feet, in your path and stuff. That's how the enemy plays. The enemy is a coward. Can't never do nothing straight up or fair. It's always gonna be in obscurity, hidden, serpentine, secretive, deceptive. Those the characteristics of Satan. And that's how he's acting. He's behind the scenes, creating all this confusion in society through whatever allows them to use him. And this is gold right here. This is diamond knowledge, because that's what's happening. Once the controllers, where it's coming from. And then the sick and twisted thing about these controllers is, that actually the controllers have deluded people, that's on that's a part of, that I'm gonna say about the mid-range, low social class, and those who are consumers of this information, those who are consumers of the information that's being promulgated or, that's being spewed out are being deluded to the point where they think that destroying anything of God is the right thing to do. It's the delusion that Satan has created through what he does and through his vessels, his methods and things in the world. And the only thing that make this particular reality so prominent is the fact of its maliciousness and its willingness to come forth in evil to destroy. Had it not been so aggressively imposing, then it wouldn't even have mattered. But it's directly proportional. Because now that Satan has to use has used particular things or a particular strategy to come at the light, and so intrusively, without warrant, just come in the light with nothing but evil, malicious intentions, for no reason, no substantial reason, then it's only right, it's only fair and it's only righteous, that be matched with the equivalent, power. But I mean, but through spiritual authority and not physical, manifestations of resistance, like carnal warfare, because that's what it's always going to lead down to. And more of that is indeed coming, because that's what's all of these, it's been, that's what it's snowballing up to, like it's snowballing up, either birth pains, talked about these times in the Bible. And so that's what God put on my spirit at this time. Cause you see it, and I mean it. Actually, I've been meaning it